Good evening. Welcome to American Veterans Forum V-Spann. We've got a great show ahead of us here. My name is Mark Sides. I'll be your host this evening. And I'd like to introduce my lovely co-host, Miss Susan Powers. And we're privileged to have a very special guest with us this evening. Randy Johnston is here with us to tell us a little bit more about the program Illinois Boys State, American Legion program. And this program has been around for a long time. Randy, can you tell us a little bit about what Boys State is?
Certainly. Boys State was founded in Illinois by 3 Legionnaires in 1935. This year will be our 76th annual session. Basically, Boys State, we create, as the name Boys State implies, a state. We have about 650 young men who attend Boys State. They're assigned to political parties, the Nationalists and the Federalists. They're assigned to cities and counties. And we create a government from the city level through the county level to the state level. They elect all of their local officials, their county officials, their state legislature. They elect the governors, all the traditional elected state officials, and they run government for a week.
That's outstanding. I had the privilege of being down there last year for their 75th anniversary, and tell you what, that was a treat. Those young men are sharp. And I got to hear some of their speeches and their campaign speeches, and yeah, it was definitely a treat to see that because they're motivated. And what they learn down there is just amazing. I mean, they get all the intricacies of a government, whether it be a county government, you know, your civil government in your town, or you know, the state government. And those offices are taken very seriously, and the responsibilities of those offices you know, is conveyed to those kids, and they get a better grasp of how our government works and how information ideas are taking all the way to the process of being law of the land. And it's an outstanding program.
Thank you.
That was this is year 76 for Boys State.
The 76th annual session, yes.
You know, it's a great program. What is it that why is the American Legion behind this? I know that this started in Illinois, and you know, it spread all throughout the country. But when it started in Illinois, what was it about this program that made veterans organizations like the American Legion say, "Wow, this is worthy of our time"?
Well, I think it's emblematic of one of the goals of the American Legion, and that's to foster democracy. And what can be more democratic than our form of government? And so the whole purpose behind it was really to teach government not through book learning, but by actually doing and participating.
That's where you really learn, you know, it is OJT.
Yes.
That's great.
Well, Randy, let me ask you, are the boys that graduate from this, are they more likely to contribute to the communities and become leaders and role models in the future?
Well, we certainly hope so. One of the goals of Boys State not only is to learn about government, but to become the future leaders. For example, if you go to our website or the National Boys State website, you'll see a clip from Tom Brokaw, nightly news anchor. He was a Boy Stater and was elected governor of the state that he came from. Former President Bill Clinton was a Boy Stater. In the Chicago area and throughout Illinois, many people know Roger Ebert. Mm-hmm. He was a Illinois Boy Stater. You'll find graduates of Boy State throughout the military, throughout corporate America, and obviously throughout government.
Okay, so that's really a great platform for them to really get a feel for how it works and you know, launch them off into hopefully a potential career.
Correct. Not only can they gain experience in working in government, but they have to get elected. So they have to go through the electoral process. They have to convince their fellow Boy Staters that, you know, that they're the best candidate. And Mark, you said you were there and you heard some of the speeches, and
Absolutely.
and you know, some of them are interesting.
Yes, indeed.
And other ones are really, you know, you look at that young man and you just say, now there's somebody.
He's going to make
someplace.
something of himself, and you can see it. I mean, you can see the leadership in some of these individuals, and it's evident when they get up there and they articulate their ideas. And that's exactly what this country needs. It needs individuals, it needs young kids that can take the ball and run with it, because our politicians sometimes they lack a little bit, and we need some quality people in there to take the helm once these current politicians are out of office. We have a clip. It's a small synopsis of basically what Boys State is. It'll help you get a little bit of understanding as to what we're doing here and what Boys State is. Take a look.
The American Legion and the American Legion Auxiliary present Boys State and Girls State summer programs. Are you up for the challenge? Boys State and Girls State. 1 week that shapes a lifetime. You'll hone your public speaking skills. You'll discover the true meaning of patriotism. You'll have fun. You'll experience how government works. You'll be inspired by engaging speakers.
It's best to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have that opportunity and not be prepared.
This isn't for everyone. Can you handle it?
But once you start getting involved and you go out there and you go beyond what you're used to, you'll get such an awesome experience, and you'll have so much fun learning and meeting amazing people.
First couple days it might be hard, but once you get into it and run for an office and stuff, it's amazing and it's a lot of fun. You'll make friends that will last you a lifetime.
The American Legion Boys State and the American Legion Auxiliary Girls State programs are unique summer events that offer the top academic, athletic, and creative high school students an opportunity to come together and participate in constructing local, county, and state governments. These programs are designed to provide leadership, public service, and political experiences. Each state's program is uniquely tailored and overseen by a local staff in coordination with American Legion and American Legion Auxiliary members.
The experience at Boys State is quite remarkable. It's something that I never expected.
Everybody just really put their best foot forward and created just this amazing environment where everybody was happy and excited to be here.
I've had a really fun time at Badger Boys State so far, campaigning for mayor, playing in the band. I'm a drummer. It's really great to know that it's not just about politics and that they have sports and music also.
I've had a lot of fun just meeting new people, but also I've ran for quite a few offices and got most of them that I ran for, and it's just really fun to see the inner workings of government.
Well, I'm serving as governor this year, so there's a lot of jobs for the governor to do, and I have a large staff that can help me out. And I've definitely learned that no one person can do anything alone, so I've learned how to delegate responsibilities and use a team effort to get the job done.
I've had an amazing time. I met a lot of new people. I made a lot of new friends in such a short amount of time. At Girls State, you meet people that are a lot like you.
You deal a lot with politics, but more importantly, you learn about character and you learn how to speak in public, and you learn elements that will come handy later on in life.
This is going to be a fun week.
Boys State and Girls State. 1 week that will shape your lifetime. Are you ready for this?
And they are ready for it. They really are. They're stoked. Those kids are such high energy. You know, it was so heartwarming to see that, because you just can't help but get excited when you get around them, because the energy is so high, and they're really stoked and ready to learn and ready to get that office that they're after. You know, boys from Boys State, girls from Girls State, you know, they come from all over the state. Are there any restrictions? Say, for example, my son's in high school, just finished his junior year. What if he's got 30 friends that all want to go to Boys State. I mean, is that acceptable, or do you limit that somehow?
We don't limit it as long as they can find someone to sponsor them to pay the tuition. We'll take as many as can come. We're always looking for more.
That's outstanding.
And may I ask, what does it take to get a sponsorship, and who can?
Right. Yeah, anyone can sponsor a young man to Boys State. The majority of our sponsors, of course, are Legion posts, but we have quite a few sponsors who are civic organizations, religious organizations, individuals. If someone's interested in coming to Boys State, they should contact their local Legion post to see if there are sponsors available. If there aren't any, there's nothing that says that they can't try and find a sponsor by going to a civic club. The only restriction is a boy cannot sponsor himself, but his parents could certainly sponsor him and pay the tuition, or grandparents, or aunts and uncles, or
Okay, so if any of our viewers out there want to don't have a place right now that sponsors, and they want to bring this community together and want to get some boys involved, they can form their own organization and sponsor, however many.
Correct. If a Legion post doesn't have has more boys perhaps than they have money in their treasury to sponsor, they could raise funds by going, as I said, to civic groups or perhaps individuals. There's nothing that says that the $225 tuition fee has to come from one place. If they can get half of it from one civic organization and half from another, that's fine too.
These post commanders take a lot of pride in how many they can send to Boys State, though. I mean, if they've got 10 boys that are ready to go to Boys State, they come up with the money somehow, and they're very proud of that because they're making a difference in the future of this country. This program makes a difference in the future of this country, and it's one that we value very greatly. And on the 75th anniversary, we had the honor of having our governor of Illinois, Pat Quinn, down at the Eastern Illinois University in Charleston, and addressed the boys at Boys State. We have a clip that we'd like to show you of some of the things that went on right here in Illinois, and take a look.
Every practical experience in what our democracy, namely our government, is all about. They'll come in and they're not really too sure what's going on. Pretty soon there are city elections, county elections, we end up with state elections. By the end of the week, they will have greater appreciation for Congress, the House of Representatives, the Senate, the Supreme Court, because we have all of those, and those are all filled by boys here at Boys State.
That was Art Rars. Art Rars is a past Illinois state commander of the American Legion, and he's been in this program, well, I can't say all 75 years, but he'd get mad at me if he heard me say that. But Art's been around a long time, and he's a valued part of our American Legion, and we love him dearly. He's a good man. He takes this program to heart, and he's down there every year, and he teaches several of the classes to the boys at Boys State, and gives them a little bit more insight as to how the government works, how the elections work. They get into detail as to exactly how the elections are supposed to work, and maybe that could help some of our local elections be a little more streamlined, per se.